or delusion. I pledge to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Right. So therefore, the first order of business is to approve some minutes. The first set of minutes is the November 9th work session, meeting minutes. And I would ask for a motion.
Make a motion, we accept the minutes as written.
Okay. John moves. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Zach seconds. Mary Ann, your vote?
Aye.
Yeah, Neil?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. The ayes have it. Second set of minutes is the November 9th non-public work session. Is there a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the minutes from the non-public work session on November 9th.
Okay, Mary Ann moves. Is there a
Second.
Neil seconds. Zach, your vote?
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. Ayes have it. The third set of minutes is the November 9th regular meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Okay, that was a lot of effort, Mary Ann.
Yeah, I had, I want to speed
Yeah,
things
yeah.
up.
No.
We got a lot going on.
Okay, Mary Ann moves. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, John seconds. Neil, your vote?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. Ayes have it. Okay. Do I have any changes for this one? Announcements. The select board will meet in the following dates. We'll have a regular meeting on Monday, December 14th, 2020, and Monday, December 28th, 2020. Work sessions prior to the regular meeting will start at 5 p.m. All of the above meetings will be held via Zoom. You can find dial-in information on the town's website at plymouth-nh.org. Town offices will be closed Thursday, November 26th, 2020, and Friday, November 27th, 2020, in celebration of Thanksgiving Day. Citizens wishing to be listed on the select board's agenda should notify the town hall before 12 p.m. on the Friday before the scheduled meeting. Reopening of town offices. So the town of Plymouth continues to make every attempt to follow the governor's orders, including the CDC updates and recommendations very closely regarding COVID-19. So at this time, the State Emergency Order 72 under Section 18 of the Executive Order 2020-04 has been extended until January 15th, 2021. And due to concerns on the COVID-19 virus and by agreement of the town's emergency management director, town offices will remain closed to the public until January 31st, 2021. And as we respond to this unprecedented and rapidly changing situation, the above plans may change at any time in the future. We expect to have an update by the end of this week. Please continue to check our website and Facebook page for up-to-date planning and information. And if you need something from the town hall, please don't hesitate to call the Selectman's office at 536-1731 from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and the town clerk's office at 536-1732 from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. and the tax collector's office at 536-4733 Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 8 until 2 p.m. Under Chairman's comments, the Select Board have received the tax rate for 2020 and would like to announce that a tax rate of $28.49. 2019's tax rate was $28.19, So this year is 30 cents over 2019, which is less than the projected increase of 69 cents on the town portion alone, which was approved at the public hearing on the budget and also at the March town meeting. So,
And it was finalized today.
yeah, finalized today, and
Bills should be going out shortly.
bills should be going out shortly. And also the select board will need to come in and sign the document that's on the counter in the board office. So,
Mr. Chair.
yes.
Can I read a letter that I wrote for the residents of Plymouth?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Go for it.
Dear residents of Plymouth, with all the negativity everyone has to deal with right now because of COVID-19, I wanted to send out what I hope will be a positive message. First, I would like to apologize to everyone for not updating my manager's report since May. With everything going on, dealing with COVID, contending with the health and well-being not only of the employees here in Plymouth, but also of the public, updating plans for reopening the town hall and responding to daily emails and phone calls from concerned citizens and Zoom meetings, my manager's report has temporarily been put aside. We're doing our best with dealing with the situation and also attempting to keep our public informed. Public service announcements or updates are regularly scheduled with Marlon Collingwood from Plymouth State University, Kyla Welch from SAU 48, Dr. Ebner from Speare Memorial Hospital, Tom Morrison, Plymouth Health Officer, and Scott Weidner, Emergency Management Director. The coming end of 2020 brings with it mixed emotions, relief that this year is almost over, and trepidation about what lies ahead. It's been a difficult year for our town, our state, and our country. We applaud your perseverance and how we've all come together to continue providing the support and resources our community needs. We are grateful for the dedication and visionary decisions made by our board, the diligence and hard work of the staff, and the flexibility and collaboration of you, our residents, to help us identify and continue to meet your needs during this unprecedented time. As we head into winter and a new year, please remember the town of Plymouth is available to answer your questions. We're working cautiously to develop a responsible plan to reopen our office buildings when the time is right, with safety protocols in place that adhere to state and federal public health guidelines. We look forward to being able to meet with you in person again. But until then, be assured the town of Plymouth administration and staff is here for you. This may be uncertain times, but at the town of Plymouth, our commitment to our residents and our families never wavers. I would like to take this time to wish you all a safe, joyous holiday season and a healthy year ahead. And please don't hesitate to contact me at the town hall for any concerns or needs. And thank you very much for your support and your continued patience.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, the primary thing that I remember from that statement is the fact that 2020 is almost over.
Almost over. Right.
Let's hope. Regarding we received some correspondence from several people, and I'd like to read their letters. The first is from Bonnie Sears, and it's to the Plymouth Board of Selectmen and the Plymouth Planning Board. Bonnie says, "Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a member of the Planning Board and to serve the town of Plymouth. It has been my pleasure to serve, and I've enjoyed working with such wonderful people, but it is time for me to retire. I will miss you all. Sincerely yours, Bonnie Sears." We'll miss her.
Yeah.
I served on the board. And the second is from Maurice Bransdorfer. And it's to Larry Gibson. Dear Larry, this letter represents my official notice of resignation for my position of groundskeeper 2 for the town of Plymouth, be made final on the 31st day of December 2020. My year-long treatment issues have left me in a condition where this is my best option. I wish to thank all the people who work for the town who have helped me through this period of my life. Sincerely, Maurice.
We would need a vote of the board to accept with regret his letter of resignation.
Okay, since she's a town employee, he's a
Yes.
town. So, is there a motion to accept Larry's letter of resignation?
Morris Brainsworth.
Oh, excuse me. Don't want to say that. Larry's stuck here.
Yeah.
So Maurice's letter of resignation. Is there a motion?
So move.
All right, John moves. Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Neil seconds. Any discussion?
Feel like we're missing some information on this particular resignation, but it's also maybe not an appropriate time to discuss it.
We discussed it in our previous meeting, actually.
Okay.
It could have been in a non-public manner.
It's a personnel matter.
That's it.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, any further discussion? Seeing none, John, your vote.
Aye.
Neil,
Aye.
Zach,
Hi.
Marianne,
Aye.
Bill, aye. Nice to have it. Well, thank you, Maurice. The third letter we received was from Paul Mahler, and it's to Chief LaFave. Chief LaFave, this letter will serve as my letter of resignation, effective on Monday, November 9th, 2020. I thank you for the opportunity. Respectfully, Paul. There's no need for,
We need a vote to accept it. I know, but we do need a vote to accept it.
is there a motion to accept Paul Muller's letter retroactively?
So move.
All right, John moves. Is there a second?
A second.
Marianne seconds. Any discussion?
Why didn't we get this one in our last meeting?
That's a good question.
Just came in.
Well, but it was obviously written by him on November 9th. Do you mean that the chief just sent it to us?
We just got it to put
The
on.
received stamp on it.
There is no received stamp on it.
No, none of this one.
He was a part-time individual. It wasn't like he was a full-time, he was the training officer.
So regardless, I guess that's not satisfying your question, but
No, and I don't think chief's on the line, but encouraging the departments to move these along to us more quickly would be great.
that's proper. I'm thinking it just might be a scenario of the chief didn't receive the letter after prompting Paul to submit a letter. But I don't know. It could be something similar to that. But regardless, any other discussion? John?
Aye.
John, okay. Neil?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Marianne?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. Let's have it. Okay, we have, as far as an appointment letter is concerned, we have a letter of intent from John, is it Christ or Christ?
Christ.
From John X. Christ as a full member of the planning board. And I shall read it. All right, so dear Plymouth Selectboard, I am running to request appointment to the Plymouth Planning Board. I have called Plymouth my home for just over 5 years. And in that short time, I have come to deeply appreciate what this town has to offer to its residents and to those just passing through for a cup of coffee or some groceries. My interest in joining the planning board is prompted by my abiding belief that sensible town planning and thoughtful development are key to the creation of meaningful and livable places, and more specifically, by my desire to contribute to the process of preserving what is most valuable in Plymouth and building anew in ways that serve best our shared interests. Much of my time is devoted to teaching and related activities at Plymouth State University, where I offer courses in geography and political science. Prior to arriving in Plymouth, I earned my PhD at the School of Architecture and Planning at MIT, and then taught at UMass Lowell's Department of Cultural Studies. Throughout these moments of my career, I have studied how regional development, community engagement, public policy, and the arts though in some ways distinct, are all deeply entwined and build upon one another to build a healthy society. As a resident of Plymouth, I have sought to understand and have developed a passion for this place where I have chosen to live, how it has been shaped by its long history, and how the contemporary community continues to make connections to the past and future of the region. For example, I am an active member of the Plymouth Historical Society, where I have attended events, eagerly leafed through all its archives, and this past September offered a talk on the once grand Pemigewasset House. I have also been actively involved with the Museum of the White Mountains, Mountain Village Charter School, and other local organizations. I'm excited to build these experiences forward as a member of the Planning Board. Please let me know if you have any questions or require additional information. Sincerely, John Christ.
I'll make a motion.
All right.
I move that we appoint John Christ to the planning board.
Okay. Neil moves. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. John seconds. Marianne, your vote?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. I didn't offer any discussion, did I? Oh, well. Sorry. Well, thank you, John.
I think he's well qualified.
Yeah, it seems so. That was very good. Okay, so next up we have Community Development Finance Authority, CDFA program funds. Are you going to?
Public hearing.
Oh, we had a public hearing. What do you know? What time is supposed to happen? 6:15. It's not on my, oh, it's public hearing, 6:15. All right, 6:18. I'm opening a public hearing on the Community Development Finance Authority CDFA program fund acceptance. And so therefore, the Plymouth Selectboard welcomes all present for this public hearing on a planning grant application intended to be submitted to the Community Development Finance Authority. The town of Plymouth expects to receive an allocation of $25,000 in CDFA grant funding. These funds will be used for planning and development of the construction of an airport hangar at the Plymouth Municipal Airport and to determine the feasibility of a business park in Plymouth. The purpose of this hearing is to discuss the use of CDFA program funds for a planning grant, which if awarded, will fund a concept initialization for airport improvements and a possible business park. The CDFA is a statewide nonprofit public authority. The organization leverages a variety of financial and technical resources, including the competitive deployment of grant, loan, and equity programs. I will now take public comment. Is there any public comment? Yeah, please. Yeah, please. Yep.
Thank you, members of the Select Board and anyone out in the public listening. I just have to notate that we have a handout available in the back of the room and on the town website for more information. And if anyone would like more information on these projects, please call us at the town hall anytime, and we will give you more information. This is part of the requirement to have full disclosure so that the public is well aware of the thought that we will pursue this grant. And it comes at, if we receive the grant, no obligation to the town. It's just $25,000. And that would include tasks such as planning and feasibility, surveys, preliminary architecture, engineering design, cost estimates, and market analysis. I think that covers it all. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Jules, I'm assuming that 25,000 isn't really enough to do everything we want to do as far as researching the airport hangar and the business park.
Correct.
Okay.
It's mainly, I'm hoping to get some market analysis and just to get the cost of the hangar possibly. I mean, maybe some installation fees, just sort of clarify that and get us going.
Gotcha. Get us going.
Colin, I see is Colin. The airport manager is also here. So,
And he wants to get us going.
yeah. So,
Do you have any comment, Colin?
Yeah, this grant would be an excellent first step for us to determine applying for more CDFA funding, or possibly having some funding from NHDOT, some grants that can go in this direction towards developing. And that's what I have.
Okay. Thank you. Any other comments?
I'd just like to thank Jules and Colin for their work and continue with this progress. I think it'd be great for Plymouth.
Thanks, John.
thank you.
It's a great opportunity to get the ball rolling, get moving.
Very true.
Get some more information. Thanks. It's a team effort.
Any other comment?
I think that's it.
Okay. It's 6:22. Scared the crap out of Ann. I scared Ann. So I'm closing the public hearing and bringing it back to the board. And thank you very much. And the next item is a PSU update by Marlon Collingwood.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, Marlon.
I am pleased to be here. 24 hours from now, our semester will be officially over.
All right.
So we are excited. I'm happy to say that, first of all, I talked to President Burks right before about 5 o'clock, and he said to make sure that on his behalf, we thank you all for your support, your ongoing support, all of your partnership from the summer to bring us where we are today. I can let you know that we did our final round of testing this morning. It was voluntary testing, pre-departure testing for any students or faculty and staff that wanted to be tested before the break. As of this afternoon, about 1 o'clock, we've conducted 36,732 tests since August, which is a pretty amazing number when I think about how we were planning this back in July. We've had a total of 67 positive cases out of 36,000 tests. We have currently 13 active cases in the community as of this morning. We had 3 new cases over the weekend. So that's where we are. Our positivity rate remains well below 0.5%. So feel like we're in really good shape. I want to thank our students who I think worked very, very hard to follow the guidance that we gave them. I want to thank the town. I think that the town mask ordinance made a huge difference in the beginning of the semester, especially when students were arriving here. And I want to thank everybody for your patience and your perseverance. As Kathy, I was thrilled to hear you talk about the end of 2020. So that's a good thing. But again, thank you. We're very pleased. We'll have about probably between 40 and 50 students who will be staying on campus for break. And those are typically students, it's about the number we usually have who don't have anywhere else to go. And so Plymouth is their only home. We will be continuing to do testing for those students and employees who are working over the next 8 weeks. And also any students that are staying in Plymouth in their off-campus residences, we are encouraging them to continue to be tested as well. And we're also continuing to allow the local landlords and their teams to be tested if and when they'd like to. And a lot of them have utilized that over the last couple of months, which I think has been helpful for them and felt like that was important for us to offer that to them. Right now, our semester, the spring semester starts on Monday, the 25th of January. We are anticipating pre-arrival testing. Everyone will have to have a negative test before they can come back to Plymouth or come back to campus. We're anticipating right now that our first students would arrive back. Basically, our athletes will probably start arriving back sometime around the 15th of January would be the earliest that our dorms would open back up. So that's where we are. I'm happy to answer any questions, but again, we're very thrilled with the partnership. I think it was together we got to get to this point, which is not the point that I thought we might be when we first had these conversations back in July and August. So I'm very pleased and happy.
So Marlon, I think we're all under the same assumption that you were, that this semester may not have lasted quite this long. So you guys did a great job, and you know, I'm glad both you and President Burks were at the helm. And in fact, I mentioned that I saw the CNN piece on, well, basically featuring Dr. Burks and Dr. Burks.
Yes.
And I was very impressed with the fact that, you know, you were picked out among many universities as kind of exemplary. So you did a great job. And I also appreciate the fact that you're testing people like a few days prior to them going back to their families for Thanksgiving. It just kind of was an added assurance. I don't know if the whole university system is doing that, or whether or not you're doing that yourselves.
No, we were the only ones that offered the pre-departure testing. I will say that we began to see, and while it was a great idea and we're happy to do it, I don't think a lot of the results will be back before Thanksgiving, because there's now a real backup in results coming from the laboratories in Mass. But we did it. We provided it for our students. So
Good intentions.
Marlon, how many students did the pre-departure testing?
I think we had 645 that tested today. So everyone would have had a test last Monday or Tuesday. And then that was part of the mandatory program. This was anyone who wanted one. So we had about, I think it was 665, something like that tested today.
Just a follow-up question to that. With regards to wastewater testing, has the university thought about wastewater testing? I've read a few articles now. Norwich University was the latest that I read with regards to how they're starting to test wastewater for early detection of COVID. And I didn't know if...
We've talked about that. Keene has been doing that pretty successfully. There's a view that the science is kind of out on that, but happy to have that conversation. It's something that we had talked about. Keene decided to go ahead and do it, and they did it and had some success. It was interesting that where they found the wastewater detection was not where they ended up having outbreaks on campus, which was very interesting from that standpoint. But Scott, that's something I think we should have a conversation about. And if the town is interested in partnering with us on that, we'd be happy to talk about that.
Great. Thank you, Marlon. And again, you know, I just echo from my position is how well the university has handled this and how vigilant you've been. And we truly appreciate that. And I think, you know, my perspective and my response is we can't let this down. We need to continue to be vigilant in any opportunities that we have to further test, or with the wastewater or other means, we should take advantage of those.
Absolutely.
Any other questions or comments? Well, thank you very much, Marlon.
Thank you. And Kathy, I'm thinking maybe the mid-December meeting, I'll come back on again and we can kind of give you an update on where we are and talk a little bit more about spring opening.
Sounds good.
Okay. Have a great Thanksgiving, everybody. Again, thanks for all of your support over the past 6 months.
Thanks, Marlon.
Thanks, Marlon.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Next up, we have a Speare Memorial update by Dr. Joe Ebner from Speare Memorial Hospital. Oh, you don't look like you're muted, but we can't hear you. No, it's maybe if you mute yourself and unmute yourself, it might.
Nope.
No. It's not a volume thing, right? Ooh.
Headset.
Yeah,
Sometimes the headset sometimes works, but
or if his headset's plugged in, it's,
Go to Joe and go back.
okay.
do you have any suggestions?
That'll be the usual. Reboot,
Dial back in.
reboot the machine.
Should he dial back in?
Dr. Ebner, I think we'll go to Joe Fagnan. Unless, oh, he's gone.
That worked.
Well, if he comes back in. So, hey, Joe, you have a
Unmute.
you have a PO for RM Piper, up to 30,000 for Boulder Point Road
He's
for
on mute.
plowing and sanding.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we
Yeah.
can.
Okay. So yeah, last selectmen's meeting, we awarded the contract for snow plowing and winter services to Piper, Dick Piper. And so tonight I put together a purchase order for this up to 30,000 for the services of both those contracts.
Okay.
Does that involve the trucking snow too?
Yep. Yep. I mean, that's the large sum. We might not use all that money. We don't usually use that much, but that's how much I have to work with if we have a bad winter.
This is the one we discussed at length last meeting.
Correct.
It's all the details on it that we're just reviewing from a purchase order perspective and signing off.
Yeah. So
So, therefore, is there a motion?
I
Make
move that we approve the $30,000 budget item. for
Okay.
Piper.
All right. Neil moves. Is there a second?
Second.
All right. Zach seconds. Any discussion?
Well, I think we're off to a really good start so far.
yeah, no snow.
We haven't had to plow anything.
Yep, and at least for another week too. That's gonna be great. So, any other discussion? Seeing none, John, your vote? Oh, locked up. That's a nice picture, John, though.
It's frozen.
Neil, your vote?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. John?
We don't know.
Oh, well, we got a majority, so.
Aye.
Nice have it. So it's another item to sign. when you-
Aye.
Okay,
There he
you
is.
got it.
There he is.
All right, so when you come in to, sign the tax rate, you can sign that as well.
I have a question for Joe.
Yep.
About Crystal Spring. We discussed it at an earlier meeting. Well, it's not so much the garbage problem as the surface of the pavement.
Right.
You've seen,
So I've seen it, and we've thrown a lot of coal patch at that this summer, and
it just keeps
I-
going up.
right. So I am at. I can recalculate, but I think that I strapped myself with all my pavement, my funds, but I can look one more time to double check. But it was going to cost me $7,000 to pave that, and so I was strapped with the funds to do it, and so honestly, coal patch costs me more than it does for asphalt, so it's killing me. And I asked the state for help, and they refused me. So if I can find some funds, I don't know. It's cutting it real close. If I can find somebody now to do it, but
Yeah,
I am aware of the problem.
yeah, it's so heavily used. It's constant traffic, but it is dangerous.
Yeah, it's just I didn't appropriate any funds. I don't know how it became highways, but
Well, maybe we should consider an item in the budget.
But,
you know, for safety, public safety.
but I can get together with Kathy and we can discuss if we can find a fund somewhere between my department and her, and if I can find somebody, maybe we can try to get it done.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right,
All
thank you,
right.
Joe.
Chairman,
What was that?
Mr. Chairman, it's Tom Morrison.
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Can
Hey,
I say something?
Related to that?
Yes.
Sure.
So that monitoring of that is in the health budget. And we've also approached the state about fixing that. And as Joe said, been turned down. Just going to offer that we could put that in the health budget for next year or split it. We can talk about it.
Okay. We can try to talk about it, and it's kind of late in the year, but anything's a gamble. I'll make the phone calls.
Yeah. I mean, I think we could survive until spring, but
Okay.
we'll chat.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
All right, Dr. Ebner. All right, do you have your mic?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Yep.
All righty, thank you, and I apologize for that. First, let me just say thank you to the strong leadership of the Select Board and the town of Plymouth. The way that we are going to ultimately defeat COVID is through a public health approach. And although at times that calls on hard decision-making about distancing and masking in this case, it's going to prove to be, in the end, what we needed to do. So it worked this summer. It helped our schools to stay in session for most of the fall, and it helps Plymouth State to stay. So thank you, and kudos to Marlon and his team at PSU, as well as all of you for those tough decisions you had to make earlier than the state did about masking. There was a question about checking the wastewater. I was on a call last week with Plymouth Town Sewer. Is it Jason and Jay, I think were their names? They have been working with civil engineer professor down at UNH monitoring Plymouth's wastewater for evidence of the COVID virus. What they found, I guess, in the Boston area is that they could detect a couple of days before seeing an outbreak, they could detect evidence of the virus in the wastewater, and that might then alert local health professionals, whatever, to staff up, get ready. There could be a surge. So I know they're collecting that. There was some question about where the water was coming from that they were testing, but you might want to consider following up with Plymouth Sewer. And again, the names were, I think it was Jason something and a J something. But they could probably fill you in more. We left the meeting to continue to follow and see what happens with changes around Thanksgiving, with students leaving and with other students returning from college and whatnot, and readdress how the data was looking based on, and then correlate that with how we're seeing clinical infection in mid-December. So I anticipate we'll have some more information on that. Can I answer any other questions about the wastewater? All right. Well,
I was just going to say that was very helpful, Dr. Ebner, and I will follow up with Plymouth Wastewater Facility and include Marlon in that as well.
Great. Thanks, Scott. I guess the state of the state with COVID right now, I think there's a lot of hope. We will see the New Hampshire Hospital Association, as well as Speare, has been working with the Department of Health and Human Services. We're making plans for the distribution of vaccinations. The first round we expect to receive will be in probably early to mid-December. And so we're working now on frontline folks, first responders, folks in the emergency room, people who are frontline taking care of people with COVID, to be followed later in the month by other healthcare workers and the supply chain, the people who help the frontline workers. There's also discussion that probably right after the holidays, so probably by early January, we'll have vaccinations for patients at high risk for significant complications. So for those probably over 60 and those with significant medical illnesses. And then there are 3 additional, and so those first 2 rounds of COVID vaccines. One was from Pfizer, and I can't think of the other company, but there are 3 additional vaccines coming to market, probably late winter, early spring. All of these are getting their FDA approval through emergency situation. And we have been asked to let the public know that that does not mean it's not safe. The components that go into a vaccine that hold it in suspension are no different than other vaccines. The virus piece that gets put in there to immunize us who get the vaccine does not cause COVID, but in the process of the expedited approval by the FDA, the part that they had to sacrifice is how well the vaccine stays on the shelf or stays in the fridge. And so you may have heard the first reports, the first vaccine that got this emergency use approval has to be kept at a negative 70 degrees freezer. Most of us don't have deep freezers that go to negative 70. And so it becomes a logistical complications with how to thaw it from that negative 70 to a standardized freezer, and then from there to thaw the vaccine to a refrigerator and then room temperature and the number of hours you can give that then to the patient who's going to receive it. And so that's the piece that really was being sacrificed in a rush to get this to market, was the stability of the vaccine outside of that deep freeze. The second line of vaccines coming after the holidays and well into the winter and spring do not have that requirement. So they are more stable in a freezer situation. And so we will hear more about that, I think, as time gets closer. But the New Hampshire Hospital Association is working closely with the CDC to get that vaccine safely to first responders, people with at most risk at complications, and then the general public by hopefully spring, mid to late spring. We will certainly be watching, as in all medicines that get released to the FDA, there's a period of post-release surveillance that occurs. And so certainly the medical community will be watching closely to see, as this vaccine does get distributed to many, many people, what responses might happen. Some people have been asking, will this be a requirement? At the current time, I don't think anyone's going to require anybody to receive a COVID-19 vaccine, especially while its approval is through this emergency use authorization. So, but we'll hear more on that to come. As far as COVID in our community, I think we're aware that we've seen a spike of community COVID across the state, including Grafton County and including central New Hampshire. But as far as hospitalizations go, we have not had more than 1 or 2 patients hospitalized at Speare in the last couple of weeks. So we didn't have anybody hospitalized through the late summer and early and much of the fall. And then we've had probably a total of maybe a handful in the last 3 weeks or so. All of them are doing well, and they're doing fine. I think the New Hampshire Hospital Association, as well as Speare, feels that we're in good hands, good capacity as far as beds, staffing, equipment, medications for a second surge. We, as a state, did not really get anywhere close to a bed capacity back in the spring. So I think, we're ready for the second surge to come this winter. We now have some medications that could be used that we didn't have back in the spring. That should help folks to not need some of the ventilators and the high flow oxygen devices and stuff like that we have. The Department of Health and Human Services did let us know that at current time, they have no plans to stand up another alternate care site. The Plymouth alternate care site was going to be the Plymouth State ice rink to be used for overflow of patients with COVID. We had outfitted that with the National Guard and the Department of Public Health and our other partners back in the spring to handle overflow. The state did not feel that we as a state would need to open those across the state for this upcoming surge, with the exception of one that is still maintained for use if needed in Littleton and one down in the Manchester area. So I guess my message would be we're hopeful that the vaccines are coming. They're going to make a difference. We do need to continue socially distancing and masking, all the things that you all have put into place to keep our public safe. We feel we have the capacity at Speare to take care of our community for people who are sick, and certainly the state as a whole has capacity with our healthcare partners at Dartmouth or Concord or Manchester, CMC and the Elliott, to handle patients if we run into a capacity issue, and that we do not feel that we'll be standing up any alternate care sites. So I think that's the update I would have. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Joe. Are there any questions? Well, that was very informative. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Have a good holiday.
You too. Next item is permit requests. Linda, you're up. Can you?
Hi, all.
Hey.
Hi, my name is Linda Deneau. I think I told you all of this a little while ago. It's my first meeting, so I'm sorry. I didn't know I was on the agenda. I work for the Division for Children, Youth, and Families, and I am the foster care recruitment person for the state. And I am concentrating our efforts on Plymouth and Grafton County because we are finding we have a real shortage of homes here to place kids who come into our care. So we're doing lots of things all around the state and a lot of things in Grafton County. And one of the things is we've had a banner printed by Megaprint in Campton, our Holderness. And it's pretty big. It's 32 inches by 28 feet. It's a cross street banner, and it was manufactured with the specs of, for wind and for safety. It's a durable two-sided print. And it merely says, help children in this community become a foster parent, learn more, call our number and our website, and with our DCYF logo is in the middle of it. And I'm here to ask your permission to hang it on your guy wire on Highland Street, where I've often seen the penny sale sign go up there, and the high school had the high school graduates up there earlier. So that's the location I'd like to place it for a period of about 2 weeks. And then I'm going to be moving it to Claremont, the Claremont area in Lebanon again, and then maybe back here. I did talk with Chief Morrison. I think he's gone. No, there he is. Hi. And he said he would be happy to help us to hang it. I do have an application for a permit into the town of Plymouth, and I'm here to see what you think.
All right, thank you. I think it's a great idea, and I know Tommy's familiar with approaching the electric cooperative to work with them with their bucket truck to get the sign up there. So if it all goes well, looks like we may have an opportunity to do that. And I have some notes, I guess from Brian Murphy, right? That if the board would approve, to waive the fees, primarily because this has a direct positive public impact. So I think, well, I'll bring it up. I'll open it up for the board to comment on if they'd like. And
I would be in favor of waiving the fees. This is a very important issue.
Yeah, I agree.
I would also.
Is that something we've typically done in the past for nonprofits, or waive the fee?
Yep.
Okay.
That's probably the first bump, but the other is just to get a motion to, approve the hanging of the banner and to work with Tommy to approach the Electric Cooperative to get this hung for a couple of weeks that Linda's suggesting.
Yeah, I move that we accept this application and approve Tommy to work with them to get it hung.
All right, Zach moved. Is there a second?
Second.
Neil seconds. John, your vote?
Aye.
Neil?
Discussion, should we
Right.
have?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
yes.
no discussion.
Should we have included in that motion the waiving of the fee?
Yeah. So you want to just amend
I want to
it?
amend my motion to include waiving the fee.
Okay.
Second.
Any other discussion? Right. Seeing none. Neil, your vote again. Or
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. Well, thank you very much, Linda.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So shall I be in touch with you, Chief?
Yes. Yeah. As soon as you drop that off, we can get it going.
I will get it to you tomorrow.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
All
Good
right.
night.
Night.
Good night.
Is there room for the board to sign that or what?
I think Brian signs off on permits.
Okay.
Yeah, Brian signs them.
Okey-doke.
Just wanted permission from the board.
All right. Other business, ambulance service agreement.
Yes, so this is the Town of Rumney's renewal contract for ambulance service, which expires December 31st. For them, this has become an annual. We've been doing a 12-month contract with them. And this time around, they agreed to go to 18 months so that we can get all of our contract towns on the same schedule. And that is a June 30, a fiscal year schedule. That's much easier for us in terms of calculating revenues versus expenses. And so they agreed. So this one will be 18 months, which would take us to June 30 of 22. And this is, as we did with Rumney last year, this is based on revenue versus expenses so that the town of Plymouth is not supplanting losses, if you will, in the billing. Rumney would have agreed to go longer, and I might recommend that down the road, but right now there's legislation that's in place to fix the billing, if you will, in the New Hampshire House. So I would be hesitant to extend these contracts beyond 12 or 18 months right now.
Okay.
It used to be tied to the CIP, and now since I took over, we've been, like I said, looking at actual, what does it cost us and what are we collecting, and not having the Plymouth taxpayers supplant the difference. So in this case, I think their cost went up 10% from last year based on those calculations.
Okay.
And we'll be looking at the same type of contracts with the other towns when those come up. And that has been reviewed by town council.
Okay, very good. I was just looking at the duration of agreement, but I guess it's automatically gets renewed, but unless either party gives the other at least 90 days advance written notice of intention not to renew the agreement. Okay. All right.
Copy should have signatures from the Rumney board already signed.
Yep. All right. So therefore, I guess, is there a motion to enter into agreement with Rumney for an ambulance service agreement?
I move that we enter into an agreement with Romney for 18 months for an ambulance service agreement.
All right. Neil moves. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, John seconds. Is any discussion? Seeing none. Mary Ann, your vote.
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Bill? Aye. All right.
Thank you all.
What's that?
Thank you all.
Oh, thank you. You're kind of frozen there a little bit.
Zoom is fun.
Yep, sure is. All right. Daniel Werman, mask ordinance and Plymouth police enforcement.
Yes, thank you. First, I want to start off by thanking everybody for the job they're doing. I know it takes a lot of time and a lot of people would not be willing to do your jobs. But I want to let you know that there is a lot of confusion with the ordinance around town and how it's handling, especially in conjunction with the governor's ordinance. And the storekeepers, well, I'll be very specific. CVS, the manager in CVS, sprayed my wife in the face with disinfectant because she did not have a mask on. He came running across the store when he saw that, sprayed her right in the face and all around her before he even asked her why she didn't have a mask or to put one on. She is medically exempt. She has a letter. She has a letter from the Veterans Association stating that. That is assault. So there will be charges brought against him. Now, I went down there and talked. He did call the police. My wife was leaving, and he called the police, and she filled out a little report. 10 days later, this past Friday, she went down there specifically to buy a mask because they're the only ones around that have a certain one that she can wear without affecting her.
Excuse me, Mr. Werman.
Excuse me?
Our town manager is indicating that this, has to do with reputation, and that we probably should go into a non-public session to discuss this.
I don't think so because you guys probably won't allow it.
Probably won't allow what?
How are we going to do a non-public?
You would be part of that, and the board members. And
how, when, and as soon as possible, because this is very volatile.
Well, it would be right now, actually, but it might require a further meeting with our, police department.
I already met with the police department myself.
Okay. Well, how about if we bring this offline and talk in a non-public fashion to get the details from you about the incident?
Okay.
Okay. And so therefore, I'm asking for a board member to motion that we go into a non-public work session in accordance with RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, C, reputation.
So moved.
All right. Zach moves. Is there Neil seconds? John, your vote. Actually, he's on mute and he's locked.
He's frozen again.
Mary Ann?
Aye.
Neil?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
John?
He's muted.
No, he is.
Aye.
Okay, Bill? Aye. All right, we're in. Neil?
Aye.
Zach?
Aye.
Oh, John and Zach, did you say something?
I did. Aye.
And Bill? Aye. Okay, we're out of non-public. We actually had a couple of things left on the agenda, but let's just get rid of it.
Mr. Chair.
What?
Zach had a question earlier in the meeting. I was watching it about the letter for Paul Mahler.
Oh, yeah.
And the delay. I be honest with you, I don't know why there was a delay.
Hey, I thought about it. So the date that it was written was December 9th. We probably got it late that day. And that's the same night that the board had their meeting. So it probably did not have a chance to get on the agenda.
Okay, because I don't remember anything with me bringing it down, but I didn't want to put a blame on anybody.
Yeah.
I just don't know the reason why it took or whatever, but for 2 weeks.
A date, and I was like, the board had a meeting that night, and we probably didn't get it in time. So
yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
All right, well, I apologize. I'll try to do better next time.
All right, thanks.
It's all your fault, Steve.
Whatever. I got broad shoulders.
All right. Unless anyone has anything else to bring
Have a good
forward.
vacation, Steve.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
See you,
Bye-bye.
Steve.
Motion to adjourn.
All right.
I'll second.
All right. Neil moves. Mary Ann seconded. John, your vote. Zach, your vote.
Aye.
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 Mary Ann, you vote.
Aye.
Bill, aye.
Aye.